Well, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Pierce Dispatch. In this episode, we're going to be highlighting some of our customers on the blue floor this week. So I pulled up Assistant Chief Ryan Harrigan from the Roseville Fire Department in California. Thanks for coming up here and talking to me.
Of course.
So could you just tell me a little bit about Roseville Fire Department? Where is it at? What kind of area does it serve?
Yeah, so Roseville Fire Department is in California. It's near the state capital, Sacramento. We're about 20 miles east of Sacramento on the way to Lake Tahoe. So we serve a population of about 145,000 people, cover 45 square miles, mostly urban and municipal firefighting. We have hazardous materials technical rescue, provide advanced life support to the community.
Absolutely. And what are you here to pick up this week?
So this week we're here to pick up a new Type 1 engine. That will be our Engine 8. We're opening a new station here in about 30 days, and that will be the engine for that station.
So it's a brand new station for number 8. What led to the decision to build a new station and add new apparatus to your fleet?
Right, so the city of Roseville is growing to the north and to the west. We've had Station 8 on our strategic plan for close to 20 years, and finally the development caught up with the plan, and so we started building the station about a year and a half ago.
Sure. And do you have any favorite parts of this apparatus or what went into this design?
Yeah, so the way we do it in Roseville, we put together a committee that develops the spec. They work with our fleet services division for the city and really build a custom apparatus to meet the needs of the department and the community.
And then with this build, will it have a dedicated crew on it?
Yep, so the dedicated crew for the engine company, so we run 3 shifts. We staff our engines with 3 members, a captain, engineer, and a firefighter paramedic.
Okay, so could you tell me about the operational efficiency of this engine? What is going to make it operate the best for you?
Right. So as I mentioned, the Roseville Fire Department's an all hazard, all risk agency. So we do obviously firefighting, both structure and wildland. We do advanced life support for EMS, technical rescue, hazardous materials. So this Type 1 engine has to meet the objectives of the department to accomplish all those goals. So because of that, we have a lot of nice features on it. We added a light tower, telescoping light tower to the top for scene lighting. We have a little bit shorter wheelbase for maneuverability through the urban and municipal environment. One of the things that gets a lot of attention are the I-zone hooks we put on the back. So the I-zone hooks are basically hooks that you can remove from the back, and that allows us to put our forestry hose up for quick deployment when we're working in neighborhoods and bumping from house to house. We can deploy those hooks and keep our hose ready at all times. Some other nice features, the ergonomics of the cab has been engineered to make the firefighters more effective. So if they're going to a structure fire, they'll be rear facing with an SCBA in the seat. If it's a medical mission, they can sit forward facing, a little bit more comfortable ride for them. So all those features were custom built for the Roseville Fire Department to help us meet our mission.
Well, thank you for joining us. I appreciate
Thank you
it.
so much.
I'm here with Fire Chief Jeremy Wade from the Sand Springs Fire Department out of Oklahoma. Thank you for joining me,
Thank
Chief.
you. Appreciate you.
What brings you here to Pierce today?
Well, we're doing a final inspection on our pumper. So excited. And we're here. Today's our last day. We'll fly out in the mornings.
And what is the purpose behind this build?
Well, we're replacing an apparatus that's aging in our fleet. So this will be our engine 2. It's our fire station on the south side of the river. So it's time to replace it. And we try to have a good cycle, and the truck we have will become a reserve. It's a Pierce, but it'll become a reserve, a backup apparatus.
Sure. And are there any key features on this that you are excited about?
We kind of have a model we follow. I try to let my guys on the truck build kind of do a few things exciting, kind of keep things kind of the tradition, and I'll give them free reign to do a few things, but you got to reel them in a little bit every once in a while. But
Absolutely. So, what are those features that are consistent and tried and true for your fleet then?
the velocity, cab, tank size, the pumper, just pretty much anything, just a normal pumper, nothing off the charts.
Sure. And with it being this workhorse engine, then being tried and true, everything's consistent for your department. What kinds of calls will it be running?
So we run a little bit of everything. We're a mid-sized department. We're a suburb west of Tulsa, Oklahoma. That kind of gives you a better reference. And we run everything. The majority of our calls are medicals, of course, but we run fires. We have hazardous materials, rescue stuff. The area we live in is kind of diverse because it's a city. It's a urban interface. And so we run city, and then we cover 62 square miles with 2 stations. So we might be in the middle of our city, and then the next call, we could be out in a rural road in Oklahoma and trying to decide if we're going to go off on the dirt road or not.
What size water tank did you guys choose for that?
750 gallon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's probably not a lot of hydrants once you get out.
There's not. We have a lot of volunteer departments that surround us that we rely on their tankers when we get out in the rural areas. But we have good hydrants in town, but the next call could be out of town. So we rely on a bigger tank.
And you have Pierce in your fleet already?
Yeah. Yeah. We have Roger, I think, sold us. This will be our fifth Pierce truck that we've bought. So we're kind of staying consistent. And the consistency too helps our garage. When I talked about not making a bunch of crazy
Mhm.
changes, we kind of, I hate to say standard, we kind of try to follow a model, and it helps our maintenance people and stuff too work on them so we don't have a bunch of different trucks with a lot of different things.
Sure. That's one thing I always hear around here is consistency is key. Having that consistency for your maintenance and for your front lines and all around is what works.
Absolutely. Yes, it absolutely is.
And how long have you been chief?
I've been chief for 2 years now. I've been on the job for 25 years, and we enjoy coming here. This is my second trip here. And from the time you walk in the door and all the way out into doing the tours in the plants, the workers, just the interaction with everybody, you start talking to people, and it's like, how long have you worked here? And you very rarely hear, oh, a year. It's always 20, 30, 40 years. And it's like everybody you talk to. I think it says a lot about Pierce. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I appreciate you hopping on. I hope the best for you and your department with this new delivery. Thank you for coming on and thank you for all you do.
All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate your time.
I'm here with the president of the board of trustees, Todd Rishling from Wonder Lake Fire Protection District in Illinois. Thank you for joining me.
Absolutely.
And if you mind, you had quite a introduction on yourself that I want you to share. Your history in the department and in the area is astounding.
Yeah, so Wonder Lake is a private lake community. It's pretty much all residential. I started there actually as a fire explorer back in the late 80s. Spent 25 years there as a part-time person then, was recruited to come back as a board member, and now I'm the board president. I just recently retired as a deputy chief from a larger suburban department in Metro Chicago, where I spent 27 years there. And we're up here getting our new engine for Wonder Lake.
Congratulations. And so tell me what you're inspecting on the blue floor today.
So we just bought a new Enforcer engine, a 1,000-gallon tank. We're a rural community, although we do have hydrants throughout the area. We still have a lot of unhydranted areas. So this is going to be almost a twin to an engine we bought a couple years ago, with, of course, a few upgrades and a few new things on it.
Sure. What's consistent? What changed?
So the changes are the NFPA changes. So some of those changes, lighting, air conditioning, believe it or not. So this engine has air conditioning where the other one wasn't required, and we didn't put it on for cost savings. Being a small rural community, price is a huge factor with budgets. Most of our tax base is just residential tax base. So we don't have a lot of commercial or industrial. So we have to use cost savings, and we want high quality. So that's why we're coming to Pierce again. And we've been a Pierce department for a very, very long time.
Well, we're very grateful for you and all you do, and very happy that you had this opportunity to take delivery of another apparatus. What does your current fleet look like? I know you said this is kind of a twin to another engine.
Yeah, so we have another engine that is 3 or 4 years older. So we have 2 stations, both manned part-time. So engine on each side, couple ambulances, couple tenders, and
Mhm.
a squad, a grass truck, airboat, a couple other boats. So we have a diverse fleet of vehicles, but the engine is obviously one of the core. We run ALS engines, so all of our ALS equipment is on our engines. And like most of the fire service today, we're dealing with change and new generations and younger people and trying to keep people motivated. So we have a lot of really motivated people in our department. We're happy to have them.
Good, good. That's a good culture it sounds like you have going, and another new engine to support that and keep your responses as strong as possible is really good to hear.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you have a plan on what you're gonna store on this engine?
Yeah, so this engine obviously will be frontline fire suppression, but we're also looking into expanding our extrication capabilities and putting new hydraulics and some cribbing. We'll have obviously some other extrication equipment on there, some saws, maybe some frontline technical water rescue. the basics. And like I said, it's a advanced life support engine also.
Now, being on the board as the president, was there a favorite part of this build process for you?
Yeah, so myself and our treasurer, he just retired after 30 years in the fire service. Him and I started together, literally as fire explorers. And we're both now board members. We both spent our entire lives in the fire service. We're both retired. So for us to both be up here and giving back to the community is phenomenal. So to be part of an engine build with a long history, 37 years of history, we've been around that organization. Well, and the other person up here with us is our deputy chief, but he's also a full-time lieutenant in a large suburban department, Metro
Mhm.
Chicago. And his background is teaching FAE and building fire apparatus also. So we have 3 guys here who just love building fire trucks. So it's a pretty cool experience.
We're so grateful to have you, and I'm really grateful that you came on and shared your story and shared why you're here.
I mean, we're happy to be up here. McQueen is our dealer that we work with. Dan Randicki is just a phenomenal person to do this.
Mhm.
Ironic, the history is Dan took over accounts for a member who lives in our community, who way back when used to be involved with the fire department. So it's a neat transition, and he's a great guy to work with, and we're really happy with McQueen's service.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
I'm here with Chief John Baker of the Stony Hill Volunteer Fire Department out of Bethel, Connecticut. Thank you for joining me.
Oh, thank you for having me.
And so, what apparatus do you have on the blue floor today?
We have a Quint 107 stick Ascendant, and we're very excited about it. This will be the first aerial device that we have in our department. We have building as we speak some 4-story apartment buildings, and we went to the town officials and said, it's time. The town, the population, the growth is just incredible. And on that main strip alone, we've got multiple townhouses, condominiums, apartment buildings going in. And we said, it's time. We've been asking probably for almost 12 years now for an aerial device, and now it's time. And they were able to make it happen.
Well, good. I'm glad you're able to add this to your fleet. Can you go into detail just a little bit as to how it's going to benefit your operations in that growing area?
Aerial device is going to be a first due, and with it being a Quint style, it has a pump on it, a cross lay, so we'll be able to do fire attack. We'll be able to do roof rescue if needed. So it's going to really open up our possibilities and our tactics to have that right as the first piece on scene.
Absolutely. And what does your current fleet look like?
I'm happy to say it's all Pierce. We have a 2005 engine, and we have a 1999 Pierce Rescue and a 2013 pumper tanker.
Sure. And do you know what your call volume looks like each year?
We do approximately 330 to 350 fire calls a year. And we have one ambulance that covers a third of the town, and we'll probably do a little over 1,300 calls for that one ambulance alone.
And I wanted to share before we hit record, you had shared how you had been a 911 dispatcher.
That's correct.
As well as chief on the volunteer department.
Yeah, 10 years I've been doing it for the city of Danbury in Connecticut. Sometimes it's days, sometimes it's nights, doing 12-hour shifts. And obviously the call volume for the city of Danbury is much larger, but it's a very busy center.
Does your volunteer department do mutual aid with Danbury?
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah, we are a bordering town, so we help them. As a matter of fact, they have more structure fires, and we'll go and do standbys for them, mutual aid for the ambulance, because they have a lot of EMS calls where they run 4 ambulances a day, and that's still not enough. And they'll call us in, and then they'll reciprocate as well. They'll come in on some fires because volunteerism is difficult at times, so we could use some extra manpower. They're a little unique. They have a combination department, so they can offer us career firefighters right off the bat, or we can get some help from their volunteer division as well.
Sure. And so, taking that in consideration, how you're collaborating with your neighbors and everything, do you know what you're going to store on your area yet? What types of equipment and tools?
Yeah, we're going to outfit it obviously for both fire attack and for ventilation. So we're going to have 1,000 feet of LDH, the large diameter hose for supply. We do have both hydrant and non-hydrant districts. We're also going to put several saws on it for ventilation. Down the road, we're looking possibly to put some battery-powered horse tools on it and to be able to do some extrication. We want to be available to at least start the process of whatever incident may come along.
Absolutely. What's your favorite part about the truck?
It was just that excitement of finally getting an aerial device in our firehouse. It's the first one that it's had. And this is the 75th anniversary of the fire department this year.
Yeah, what an exciting time with 75 years and a first aerial. Congratulations to you and your department.
And I got a new Chief's truck last week, so I'm really happy about that. I replaced a 20-year-old truck.
Well, congratulations. We're really grateful for you and all you do. And thank you for coming on and speaking with us.
Oh, thank you to Pierce. I think the truck is beautiful, and it's going to be a excellent addition to the fleet. And we're happy again to have Pierce as our number one piece in the department.
Thanks for listening in, everybody. I hope you enjoyed listening to this episode of the Pierce Dispatch.